What's up, everybody? Welcome to my channel. Welcome to all the new subscribers. Welcome back to the old subscribers. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Emily. I'm doing some August readings for all the signs, and I'm on the sign of Scorpio. And I see that we are seeing the truth about some things in our life, trying to manifest the right things. And for some of you guys, you're trying to manifest money, which I do see there being some pretty big changes. We're taking a leap of faith into everything that we've manifested, and I think that we're manifesting the right things. Some of us are beginning the truth about a situation. I think that some of us are there's going to be a win-win solution when it comes to a court case. It's just going to require some patience to get it there. I think that it's going to be something that's going to be about balancing, especially when it comes to money and all things material. Some of us are going to be moving forward into this new beginning. Some of us want to have a conversation about moving forward. Someone we're dealing with might be kind of self-reflecting. Otherwise, maybe we have done enough self-reflecting to know what it is to kind of get us to that next level. Kind of had a revelation about some things in our life. I think that we might be getting some messages from an earth sign, because I think that there's some feelings here, you know, taking a leap of faith with this person that cares a lot about us, but there's still kind of this illusion around it where we don't really know what to expect. And I think that we are going to be learning the truth about the situation where we were really confused before, because we thought that this was something that could potentially make us happy, when in reality all we really wanted was like this equal give and take. But is it being manipulated, or are we manifesting it in the right way now? Because I think that we know what we want to do. We want to tell another person what we want to do, and it does involve kind of taking this leap of faith, you know, in this energy where it is kind of confusing, but I feel like we know what we want. We know that there might be a lot of things going on, but we do know what we want. And I feel like, you know, when it comes to maybe an earth sign in our lives, they're not really telling us how they feel. They're not really revealing a lot. So we're like, are they being secretive? Or, you know, is this a wish come true for some of us? I feel like there is someone who cares a lot about us, or this is just us, you know, standing in our full power, you know, gaining the truth about things, making a decision about what it's going to take for us to have an equal give and take in a situation where, you know, we manifested this love into our lives. But I think that some of us need to keep our focus on, you know, what is going to keep us happy, what's going to keep us stable, regardless of what comes into our life, because there could be a renewal, but it's like we need to take a second to kind of realize what we have in front of us, realize what we're dealing with, because there's a lot of stress, there's a lot of things that we have going on, there's a lot of things that we need to take care of. For some of us, there is some drama surrounding a friend situation. Someone might be getting a lot of attention, but I feel like this is like us kind of being our own boss, and you know, there could be drama that comes with that, but putting the time into the right things and kind of moving forward in a direction which is going to require us to leave some things behind in order to stabilize ourselves. You know, they're saying have patience. This is going to be balanced. We're gonna figure this out. We're going to have harmony. There's something that we've been paying attention to. It has something to do with a marriage for some of us. It has something to do with a level of deception around someone in our lives, that they might be doing some things behind our back. Some of us could be getting engaged this month, but I think that this is us kind of being this logical person, kind of cutting out the bullshit and moving forward into this new beginning when it comes to money. You know, taking a second to self-reflect about which direction that we do want to go, because I feel like we're not really saying a lot about it. We're kind of having some clarity about that now, which is going to bring the Wheel of Fortune moving in our favor. it's going to bring this happiness, working together with another person. Maybe the happiness is going to come from a job or from something where we're working together with another person, I think that there might be an ending to a marriage. There might be an ending to a way that we thought about things before. Because when it comes down to feelings, I think that we're kind of at a standstill. We're kind of sitting here like, it's just kind of at a pause, because there's something that we need to think about before we go into this next cycle or decide to end one that we're in. Because there's definitely love here. There's love all around, there's patience and compassion, but it's like maybe we need to be defensive about the things that we invest our time into. We need to be mindful about what we are putting our time into, because there is a level of temptation. We need to be careful what we are putting our focus on, because that's going to kind of throw us off mentally. I feel like we've been through a transformation and we're kind of clearing the air in our minds. We've been enlightened about some things that we just kind of know about, and for some of us it has something to do with this heartbreak situation where, someone we love chose someone else. And I think that it could have been someone we cared a lot about, but at the same time, now that we know the truth about the situation, I think that it's going to be, we're going to find the person that's truly our match, someone who wants the same things that we do, someone that has the same goals and ambitions, something where it's new, this new love, where we're kind of like thinking about it, but at the same time this does kind of involve leaving someone out. Maybe someone feels left out, but at the same time there is like this person who is really respectable, this person who kind of wants to come in and offer something, but it does require us walking away from something that no longer serves us, kind of seeing what else is out there, balancing our lives out a little bit, especially when it comes to how we feel about things, making this decision for our life to move it forward. It's compromise, making a decision, especially when it comes to things, when it has something to do with stability. I think that we know what that's going to take for us now, and we're going to change the way that we think about things. I think that we need to forgive a situation where there was loss and regret, where someone did leave us. It could have been an earth sign for some of us, or maybe we're going to be getting a message from an earth sign who is our soulmate about beginning something new, but at the same time some things need to end first, whether it's in their life or ours. Finding the strength, kind of overcoming some things, listening to our guides, paying attention to a conversation that's going to be coming in about our soulmates, and kind of making this decision for our future. For some of us it does kind of involve starting over, seeing things in a different way, beginning something completely new, being logical and making that decision, stabilizing our emotions, being this down to earth. Some of us are mothers, we're fathers, we're kind of the person who has to be the one to take logic and move things forward. And no matter what we're surrounded with, no matter what kind of mental things are going on, I think that we're rising above it. There's a lot going on in this person's mind, but she's still balancing herself, balancing ourselves no matter what is thrown our way, because we are the alchemists of our lives. We are the ones who have manifested things into our lives. And I think that we're going to be in this Empress mode. There's going to be growth and expansion in one way or another for us. And I think that we've been enlightened about this, that we've kind of taken that step up, that this is a new beginning for our lives. And for some of us, this is something that we already know. This is something that we have observed enough in our lives to know. And it does really involve us changing our thoughts. For some of us, our mind frame is totally, completely different. And that came with walking away from someone or something, that left us, or vice versa. I think that we do need to move on from some feelings, where we were confused, where there was loss, there was a heartbreak, moving into a new direction where there is something that's, expansion, like traveling, taking that direction into something new. But we really do need to release some things that are just over, that mental repetition, all those thoughts and negative feelings, grounding ourselves, being this person. I think that there's definitely a message coming in from someone about feelings, but someone that we probably manifested into our lives, but there's just like right now we're taking this rest, we're kind of in solitude, even though there will be a new beginning for us, like a new start in something. I think that there could be a fire sign who wants to start something new, with some of us Scorpios for August. You know, having this new sense of direction, there might be more than one message. I think that, you know, it's about taking this leap of faith. It's about putting the time into the right things. You know, something that's going to bring us stability, something that is a long-term investment. You know, I think that there is definitely love here in a lot of forms in our lives that maybe we didn't notice. Maybe it starts with loving ourselves, you know, letting the love in from other people. Regardless if it's a significant other person or not, you know, there have been people in our lives that are really only about themselves. So to let them back in, we kind of need to know where everybody stands, and we're not ready, and we're not going to be afraid to kind of cut those ties. Some of them, there might be the need to defend yourself against someone who wants to send a message, but at the same time they just bring stress and, you know, temptation. I feel like it's something that it's toxic in our lives that's just gonna bring this stress again. And for some of us it is a soulmate that we need to cut the ties with. Be this Queen of Swords, something that we've already seen, something we already know. See the owl sees everything, you know. I think that this is something that's not news. This is something that's kind of being put in our past, where there is a level of toxicity around it, whether it's just the anger and jealousy and the overall dysfunction, or maybe it's just being this, there's some type of addiction, there's some type of toxic behavior that comes with this. And I think that there's patience. You know, we need to balance ourselves out, because some of us, in order to bring in this love the right way, we need to pay attention to what's in front of us. Take a time out, pay attention to everything, because we've been through a lot of shit, you know. Some of us need to take this time to stabilize ourselves, you know, whether or not that means being single, but figuring out for ourselves, you know, how to become independent again, how to pick ourselves back up from this, to have this new love with this person who, you know, is caring and nurturing and kind of like really charming. You know, it's just going to require patience to get there, because we do need to put some time into ourselves, in our situation. We do need to kind of level out the way that we're thinking about things. There's some things that we know about. There's some things that cause these conflicted thoughts in our heads. There's a lot of mixed feelings surrounding a person in our lives who just stresses us out, or we carry the burden. And for some of us it is an earth sign, you know, someone we put a lot of time into, but this person is always like balancing two things, you know, has yet to make a decision about what it is that they want. And I think that maybe they're going to be making a decision to choose a fire sign, or maybe this is just the counterpart to, you know, figuring out what it is that we want, so the Wheel of Fortune can move forward, because there is drama, there is other people involved when it comes to an equal give and take in a situation, and we need to move away from that energy, so that we can be the logical person in this, and realize that there's some people that are going to come into our lives that are always going to wear a mask. I think that we can be logical and make a plan for this money that's coming in. You know, someone could be sending us a message about, you know, feelings and starting things new, but there are going to be some things that we're going to need to be defensive about, you know. We do have a soulmate that might be trying to stabilize their lives. You know, there's a lot of good feelings with this person, but they're just not really saying how they feel. You know, there's just a level of confusion around this person and this connection, because they didn't know what they had. Maybe now they're paying attention, maybe they realize what they have, but at the same time, you and this person, or vice versa, you guys both need to establish this independence on your own. Figure out what it is that you want to make you happy, so this love can come in, you know, with the right intentions, where there's emotion and there's passion, you know, but it's going to require patience and putting time in, you know, on both sides, and kind of leveling out your headspace, and realizing that this could be a spiritual connection, realizing that this could be something that could be really stable and good. I mean, I just see a whole bunch of different scenarios. Some Scorpios need to walk away from somebody. Some Scorpios are like not really sure who they want to let in, you know, but I feel like we know what we want. We've thought about it. I think that some of us could possibly be getting into a relationship with a soulmate, someone from the past, you know, to have this new beginning, where there's time invested, where there's money, you know, whatever passion that there is here, but there's still a level of disconnect when it comes to this person and how they truly feel, you know. there's definitely love here. You know, there's a partnership between two people, but I think there needs to be a conversation about what is the best way forward. You know, and I think that it's looking towards the future, kind of figuring out how to come together, how to kind of expand this, having this new energy, starting all over from the beginning. You know, there is a level of a transformation with an earth sign in somebody's lives where they've always kind of been a page, but they are going through a transformation. But that does require some forgiving and, you know, moving on, allowing this person to recover, especially from this heartbreak that's here. I think that we need to manifest the right things into our life. There's going to be some things that we're going to learn the truth about, and I think that there is a new beginning here for us. In general, we're just the Empress this month. You know, we've been enlightened. We know what the truth is. We know that there was an ending, some things that we needed to release. But at the same time, this is about inner clarity and, you know, having that emotional fulfillment, you know, with something that we've already seen, even though there is still illusions around it. There was a cycle that needed to end for some people. There's going to be a message about feelings, for possibly from, I just keep seeing a message from an earth sign, but it's going to change and I think that this person has changed the way that they think. This person did need to walk away from someone. This person does need to make a decision about what it is that they want, where they want to go, what they want to choose, exactly. Like, they're weighing some things out, but then there's this tower moment, which kind of leaves, you know, maybe it's going to knock out this third party so that this person can come in the right way. Because I feel like this is a wish fulfillment for somebody, but they're just not really revealing it. There is a reunion, there is a marriage here, there is a new beginning in this for some people, you know, and this conversation, I think that some people will be moving forward, regardless of the drama that has been there in the past. What are the Romance Angel Oracle cards for the sign of Scorpio for August 2018? Some of you guys need to release yourself from this mental conflict that you're having about someone and realize that loving yourself first and that it is safe for you to love is important. Some of you guys do need to forgive your parents, so that you can bring love into your life in the correct way. Some of you guys need to free yourself from a situation where you might have children together. There's like, there really isn't love here anymore. It's like a situation of unrequited love, but there are children involved. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. You guys do need to kind of forgive and learn from this, kind of forgive this person, free yourself mentally, and then decide what you want so that it comes to you now, because I don't think that this is the person that you love. This is just a situation that involves children. Or maybe this other person doesn't love you, they're just there for the children, I'm not really sure. But I think that there is definitely a separation for another group of you with someone, that there was a lot of chemistry when it says stay optimistic about your love life, positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. I think that you guys are separated from someone, and this person needed to kind of retreat because they needed to kind of figure their shit out. There's a lot of chemistry with somebody. It says, open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. It is safe for you to love. So, you know, taking that leap of faith with somebody where, you know, you kind of want to get to know them. Some of you, there's a wedding situation, involves marriage. Someone could be married. You have, this could be the one, you've already met the romantic partner you seek, and then you have give your relationship a chance, work on your partnership. Some people could be trying to work things out with someone that they are married to. They're trying to kind of work things out in their relationship. Maybe with counseling or whatever. There's a lot of attraction for Scorpios this month. There's going to be some people coming in. There's definitely someone that you guys are separated from, because this person needed to release their ex, and this person probably was married to them. And there's a high level of codependency. So I feel like I feel like somebody separated from somebody so that this person could go back to their ex, because there's still this bond which is based on lust, and it's really codependent, and it's probably, you know, there was a marriage, there was some kind of situation, but this person needed to release their ex. They needed to release the energy that comes with this. That's why you guys are separated, or maybe this person is separating themselves from this person and they needed to do that away from you. Some of you guys need to get to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. I feel like there's some things in a situation where some people really don't know, and that's why maybe when you come back together, you need to kind of like spend some time alone with this person, to kind of figure out, you know, your guys' next moves. You have true love, and this could be the one. This is the romance of a lifetime, and you've already met the romantic partner you seek. So some of you guys do have true love in your life, and you're kind of questioning it. That is true love. Anyways, I hope that you guys have a good night. Bye.